Welcome to Restorative Yoga. We will be focusing on holding postures for a longer time frame so we can relax and restore our fascial fluidity. This is the perfect, quick, easy practice for those who have been seated all day or after a strenuous workout or activity. So go ahead, grab your mat, a bolster, or a pillow. Find a cozy spot in your space, and I'll see you on the mat. We begin in child's pose with our big toes touching. Knees can be either the width of the mat or touching. Arms may be extended or crossed using your forearms as a pillow. Let your forehead hang heavy towards the mat. And connecting with our breath, maybe taking the longest and slowest inhale of our day. Inhale fully, and exhale, let it go. I would like to offer the option to set an intention for your practice. You may also follow in mine, which is breathe it in, breathe it out, and breathe it in, and let it go. If at any point in your practice a pose isn't appealing to your bodies, calling a child's pose is a great and safe alternative. On your next inhale, go ahead and press weight into your hands and come up to a tabletop position. Making sure our wrists are underneath our shoulders, knees are underneath our hips. We're going to make our way into some cat-cows. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze. This is our cow. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, cat pose. Inhale, drop the belly, lift the gaze, cow pose. Exhale, tuck the chin, round the spine, really push the earth away from you, cat pose. And come back to a neutral tabletop. And we're going to inhale as we bend the elbows, sending the hips back almost like a child's pose. On the exhale, we're going to slowly come up like a wave, rounding our spine like a cat pose. Making our way back to a neutral tabletop. We'll do this 2 more times. Inhale, bend the elbows, send the hips back almost like a child's pose. And on that exhale, we're going to slowly round the spine like a wave, mimicking that cat pose. Coming into a neutral tabletop. Last one. Inhale, bend the elbows, slowly send the hips back, coming into child's pose. And then when you come up on that exhale, really round the spine as you push the earth away from you, coming back into our tabletop position. Inhale, gaze forward. And then exhale, look over your left shoulder, looking at your left glute. Taking a little bit of a side twist here. Inhale, come back to center. And then exhale, go ahead and look over your right shoulder, looking at your right glute. Stay here for one full inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back to center. Go ahead and curl the toes under, gaze forward. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Make sure the fingertips are widespread, slight bend in the elbows, and your pelvis is tilted up towards the ceiling. Heels peeling down towards the mat. We'll begin by pedaling out our feet, releasing any tension in our hamstrings, taking this at your own pace. We'll meet in down dog. Inhale, lift up the right foot towards the ceiling. Exhale, go ahead and bend the knee. And go ahead and thread it all the way through, dropping your right knee to your right wrist. Go ahead and kickstand out your right foot. And then shift your left foot back. Knee comes down to the mat, flat of the foot comes down. Go ahead and inhale, peel your chest forward, tilt towards the ceiling, walking your hands up. And check and make sure your back left foot is aligned with the back of the mat and is straight with your body. We'll stay here for one breath. Now, if you'd like to test your balance in this pose, you may also bring your hands to your hips, squeezing your glutes. This is going to help deepen your stretch a bit more, but if it's too much, just keep your hands down. And then from here, if you're feeling called to, you can exhale, walking your hands down, coming into a resting pigeon. In resting pigeon, you can have your arms extended, or you can cross your arms using your forearms as a pillow. You may also see you have a gap between your right foot and your left hip. You can place a block, a pillow, or a bolster to save some space there. Some of the benefits of pigeon's pose is it helps open up the hip joint, it lengthens the hip flexor, and it is said that we hold emotional tension in our hips. This is a great posture to release any tension that you may be holding. And I ask that you sit with the pose. Breathe it in. Let it go. Go ahead and stay for one more inhale. Inhaling 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, slowly begin to walk yourself coming back up into pigeon pose. Maybe tilting the neck back, stretching out the neck. And go ahead and shift your hips back to the right. Swoop your left foot over. And go ahead and make sure your left foot's extended. And we're going to bring the flat of your right foot into your left inner thigh. Going to go ahead and wiggle, creating a nice straight spine. Inhale both arms up. And then exhale, fold halfway. Inhale, find more length. And then exhale, fold. You may be reaching for your foot. You may be reaching for the calf. Or maybe your hands are placed down by your knee. Then you can rest your forehead onto your knee here. Or you can take a deep bend in your knee. That's okay as well. The goal here is to stretch out the back of our hamstrings. This pose may be a little uncomfortable, so I just ask that you sit with the pose. Every single inhale, imagining the air filling the spaces within your bones, veins, muscles, and every single exhale, imagine releasing all of the pain and tension. Now inhale, both arms swoop up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, hands at heart center. Go ahead and pick up your right foot. Go ahead and bring your right foot over your left knee. Inhale, both arms swoop up. Exhale, your right hand behind your back. And go ahead and bring your left arm, elbow by your knee. Inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, twist looking over your right shoulder. They say that these twists help detoxify and cleanse our internal organs by wringing them out. And stay for one more breath. Untwist, inhale, both arms come up towards the ceiling, and we exhale, counter twist towards the left, dropping our head down towards the mat. Go ahead and untwist, picking up your right foot with your right hand. Go ahead and rock out the hip. We're going to set up for a pose called stacked fire log next. So when you're ready, bring your left foot to the top of your mat so it's parallel with the front of your mat. Make sure both feet are flexed and bring your right foot on top of your left knee. And then from here, you may see some space within your right knee and your left foot. That's okay. Bring a bolster or a blanket or a block. Inhale, both arms swoop up towards the ceiling, and exhale, forward fold, placing your hands onto the ground or maybe your forearms, and let your head hang nice and heavy. This is a great posture to open up the hips and open up the hip flexors. Once again, breathe it in, breathe it out, breathe it in, and let it go. One more inhale here, and exhale, release. Inhale, both arms come up towards the ceiling, gazing up at our fingertips. We exhale, hands come to heart center, thumb to chest. Go ahead and release the bolster from your leg. And then go ahead and bring your hands back, fingers facing towards the glutes, palms down, and we'll pedal out our feet, releasing any tension that we may have built here. Go ahead and cross over the legs or kick them to the side, and we'll meet in tabletop position. Inhale, gaze forward. And go ahead and curl the toes under. Exhale, send the hips up and back, downward facing dog. So we move on to the left side. Inhale, lift up the left foot towards the ceiling. Exhale, bend the knee. Go ahead and thread it through, bringing your left knee to your left wrist. Kickstand out your left foot. Bring your right knee to the ground and the flat of your right foot down on the ground. Go ahead and peel yourself up. And then check and make sure your back right foot is aligned with the mat and it's straight. Once again, we can bring our hands to our hips, or we can just peel ourselves up, bringing our fingertips close to our torso. And then exhale. Begin to walk yourself down, once again resting on your forearms, or you may also extend your arms. The option to place the bolster underneath your right hip is still available as well for you. And just remember in this pose to breathe through the discomfort. Let the air fill in the spaces within, and on your exhale, let it go. And we'll stay here for about 2 more breaths. And then on your next inhale, we'll go ahead and begin to slowly walk our hands up, coming back into our pigeon pose, maybe tilting the neck back, finding a little bit of a stretch. We're going to lean onto our left hip and bring our right foot forward, making sure it's nice and extended. And then the left flat of our foot is going to come into our right inner thigh. Inhale both arms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, forward fold. Once again, we can place our hands onto our foot, our calf, or on the mat next to our knee. And then we may also take a slight bend in the knee here as well. This helps relieve a lot of that lower back tension from sitting during the day. Take one more breath in this position. Inhale, go ahead and release the clasp on your foot. Bring both arms up towards the ceiling. Exhale, hands at heart center. Go ahead and pick up your left knee, bring it over your right knee. And then we're going to inhale, both arms swoop up. Exhale, our left arm down like a second spine. Inhale, the right arm up. Exhale, bring your right elbow to your left outer knee. Inhale, gaze forward. Then exhale, look over your left shoulder. Inhale, elongating the spine, and then exhale, twisting just a little bit deeper, really engaging your core here. Once again, every single inhale, imagine your spine growing from root to rise, and exhale, twisting a little bit more as you look over your shoulder. Now in this seated twist, this relieves our thoracic and mid-back spinal tension that you may be getting from sitting. Inhale, both arms swoop up. Exhale, hands at heart center. Go ahead and use your left hand to grab your left foot, rock it out as we set up for our stacked fire log on the right side. Go ahead and bring your right foot so that way it's parallel with the front of the mat. Bring your left foot to sit over your right knee. Make sure both feet are flexed here. Once again, you can use your bolster, a block, or a blanket to fill the space that you may have in your left knee over your right foot. Inhale, both arms swoop up. And then exhale, forward fold. Placing the hands on the mat, maybe even your forearms, and just letting your head hang nice and heavy. This is going to open up your hips as well as release any tension in your back from sitting. And at any point in this video, if you need to pause and stay in a pose for longer, please do so. This is your practice. On your next inhale, go ahead and bring both arms up towards the ceiling, creating a nice straight spine. Exhale, hands at heart center. Go ahead and remove the bolster, placing it at the top of your mat. Then go ahead and bring your hands to your back, palms down. Go ahead and pedal out your feet, releasing any tension from that last position. Go ahead and bring the soles of your feet together as we set up for butterfly pose. Go ahead and use your thumbs to open up your feet like a book and wiggle your hips loose so that way you create a nice straight spine. Now we have 2 options. We can stay here, really peeling our chest forward, maybe even leaning forward, or we can find a nice straight spine. And then from here, we're going to slowly walk our hands down, coming onto our backs, bringing both palms shining up towards the ceiling. Now, if this is uncomfortable on your back and you would like some support, you can always bring your bolster directly behind your shoulders, long ways. So from your shoulders all the way down your spine. This will help open up your heart. Then let your legs sprawl open like a book and let gravity do the rest of the work for you. Your next inhale, go ahead and close your legs up like a book. Go ahead and bring your knees to center. Arms come out into a T, inhale. And then exhale, go ahead and squeeze your knees, coming into a ball of yarn. Maybe say one positive thing about yourself here. Go ahead and inhale your arms out into a T. Bring your right ankle over your left knee. And then go ahead and thread the arms through, making a bind around your left knee. Then go ahead and let your head, neck, and shoulders hang heavy. And try and make sure both feet stay flexed in this position. Take a full inhale. And exhale, release. And release the bind from your feet. Then go ahead and bring your left foot over your right knee. Thread the arms through, finding a bind. Let your head, neck, and shoulders hang heavy. Make sure both feet are flexed once again. Inhale fully. And exhale. Go ahead and release the bind from your right leg. Bring both feet back to center. Arms come out into a T. Inhale the knees into your chest. And then from here, we're going to exhale the knees to the right. And our gaze is going to go to the left. We can also bring a mat or a block or a blanket underneath our knees for added comfort. And you may also use your right hand to pull your knees down. And just make sure that your left shoulder stays planted onto the mat. Stay here for a breath. Inhale fully. And exhale, release. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. Exhale, the knees towards the left. Once again, using your left hand to press down your knees, gazing towards the right. Now, the benefits of the supine twist is it helps hydrate the spinal discs and encourage fresh blood flow to your digestive organs. On your next exhale, bring both legs back to center. Extend out your left leg to the left corner of the mat, and extend out your right leg to the right corner of the mat. Now we melt into our final posture, Shavasana or corpse pose. And they say that this posture can sometimes be the hardest posture to stay in because you have to turn inward. Now, if you would like to pause the video, take some more time in this, please by all means do. Respect your body, respect your practice. When you're ready, inhale, take a full body stretch, becoming as long as you possibly can. Pointing the toes, stretching the fingers. And then exhale, release the arms down by your side. And maybe turn to the right or the left, coming into a fetal position. Go ahead and give yourself thanks for your practice. Let the earth hold you one last time. And when you feel called to, slowly begin to walk yourself up, coming back into a seated position. Bringing hands to knees, maybe doing some shoulder rolls just to release any tension. Inhale, both arms swoop up. One more full body stretch, finding a long straight spine. And then exhale, hands at heart center. Divine Light in me honors and values the divine light in each one of you. Thank you so much for taking time for yourself today on your mat. Please leave a comment, like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Namaste.